Welcome back to another episode of The Gateway. Joining our adventures after somewhat of a break, couple weeks off. Um, on the trail back to Fandolin, we join our party. You guys have been traveling for about a day or two down the high road. And as you guys are nearing the Tribor Trail, a familiar trail that all of you guys have taken to get to Fandolin at one point or another. You notice on the road that there's a very, very large figure kind of off in the distance, traveling the same direction you guys are, so kind of a ways. Who is driving the cart or kind of keeping a lookout at the moment?
I have that handling. I'll be in the cart.
Cool. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
All right. Perception. What the heck? Sorry, everything froze for me. Give me 1 second.
It's okay. Of course it can. That's what happens.
Come on. You can do it. Ah, screw it. I'm just gonna roll it.
Use the real dice.
Yep.
Right on. It is a pretty nice day, very bright out, not a whole lot of clouds. As the seasons are changing, there's a bit of a bitter wind in the air. You guys can sense that it is kind of getting towards the end of summer. Fall is soon to be on its way.
I got a 16.
Awesome. Somebody help me out with this. Has Hex met Ignacio?
At the wedding.
They did meet at the wedding for like real short period of time. Okay. Yeah, this figure is familiar to you. It is a very, very large figure clad in armor, carrying a large sword on his shoulder, a good couple 100 feet off in the distance. You can see him on the same trail, but pretty far away from you. It seems like a familiar figure. You're not quite sure, Hex. If you want to ask any of your party members about it, they could probably help you out, or
Sure.
you guys could just kind of travel up to him. Up to you.
So Hex kind of squints and he sees the rather large figure, and he will kind of stand up and really squint his eyes. He pops down his little monocle. Hey, isn't that Ignacio fellow? And he'll kind of look around. Ignacio?
Nacho. Ignacio.
I think that might be Ignacio.
Or Nacho, I guess. We call him that too. Is his wife with him?
No, you notice that it is just Ignacio.
Okay. Huh. I wonder
It's
what he's
just
up to.
Iglesias.
Just Ignacio. Ignacio.
Ignacio. Nacho. I'm going to call him Nacho.
Nacho works.
So you guys are on the same trail. Do you want to ride up to him, or do you want to kind of pass him up, or?
Yeah.
We'll meet him on the road.
Yeah.
So you guys kind of just keep pace. The oxen pulling the cart kind of keeps up with Ignacio so that you guys are able to meet up to him. As you guys approach, you can hear the bumping of the wheels on the road, and turns around to see what is behind him. You see that he raises the sword and kind of waves it in a greeting sort of gesture. Good evening, after party. It is good to see you. Hello. How are all of you doing?
We're alive.
I would say the same. Yes. How was your adventure? Wherever you are returning from?
Kind of.
Well, we're
Don't
still
get me started about it.
still going.
Yep.
I see. Still on the search for the cave. Who is this tiny one? And kind of points at Redoth. Redoth just kind of sneers and like turns away from Ignacio and just hits his pipe a little bit harder. Just kind of starts smoking his pipe kind of hard. Ignacio just passes it over.
That's our guide, who apparently is in a very bad mood right now. But yeah, he's gonna take us to Wave Up Go Cave as soon as we get back to Fandolin, which goodness, this has been a trip.
Indeed, I would say the same. Strange. I have never noticed before. And all of you can tell that he's looking right at Eru. And Ignacio goes on to tell all of you that he came from the Cragmaw Castle, which was where the dwarf Grundon Rockseeker was taken, and his map. He was sent there after the Red Brands had captured him. He was unable to find the dwarf, but he did find the dwarf's map of the Forge of Spells. It doesn't show where it is, but it kind of shows the compound and like where some of the things are laid out. He also says that there were peculiar drawings of an orc that looks awfully like Eru. He tells Rena that he's been having visions of his patron has been giving him visions of an orc kind that is incredibly important to his patron. Rena seems interested at this, and they exchange a couple of words before Ignacio asks if he can join you guys back to Findalen, since you're all traveling the same way anyway.
Ignacio is always fun to have around.
I don't see why not.
Sure.
Very good. This sounds like a good plan. Do. Okay. Ignacio tells all of you that Sister Gariel went to speak with Agatha the Wraith to try and gain a little bit more insight about some of the strange findings that they found at the Cragmaw Castle. Some of these drawings, some of the babblings of some of the orcs. He asks you if you guys found any peculiar artifacts while in Thunder Tree.
We found a shiny axe for Eru.
I point towards our guide.
Yeah, he's kind of funny. Got us all drunk one night. It was kind of strange.
Indeed. There was an item that may be of importance that could have been at Thunder Tree, but no matter. I will investigate this myself. You guys spend the next couple of hours, kind of the rest of the day, traveling up Tribor Trail, down the long road to Fandalen. You guys get into town kind of in the evening. There's a couple hours of light left. Ignacio bids you all farewell, thanks you for the company on the way back to town, as he retires to his home, his keep, I guess, outside of or on the backside of the shrine.
Timora.
Thank you. Is there anything that you guys would like to do in town? Redoth urges you all to be prepared for tonight and ready to leave early in the morning, as to make a quick quick travel to Wayback Okay.
I'm going to complain that we didn't go to Neverwinter. I was going to say a little bit, but that's not the case. I'm going to complain that we didn't stop in Neverwinter.
I apologize, my Dragonblood friend. But the better time that we make, the easier it will be to get to the cave.
If we survive this, we can go back for an extended vacation.
An extended vacation sounds nice.
I don't think that's happening. I will see you guys in the morning.
Stella is a little bit distraught that you think we're not going to survive. But still hopeful. Before we start going to bed, I'm gonna go to the market and make sure we're just stocked up on food and supplies for the trip.
Definitely. Yeah, you catch a couple of merchants kind of on the way to the house, sort of as they're setting up for the night. Go ahead and roll an investigation. Use the dice tray, you silly.
Well, I got a 15 for sure.
That's fine. I bought fancy little dice trays with dragons in them.
That
18.
is very fancy.
I,
And-
yeah.
18.
Yeah, you are absolutely able to find what you guys need for a couple days travel. Is there anything specific you were looking for, or just kind of daily supplies for a little bit?
Daily supplies. I'm also going to make sure that we have backpacks, specifically for food and camping stuff, because I have no idea how long we'll be away from the cart once we get there. But yeah, just so we can actually pack our food in and have it. ready.
Ahead. I like it.
Yay. And also, Ignacio plans on joining us for the cave? Or did we discuss that with him yet?
He kind of seemed like he had some business he had to take care of.
Okay, never mind then. Oh, cool. It was nice to run into him.
As
Should've asked
you,
where his wife was. Oh well.
She's busy
too late.
being the hag Agatha. The Wraith Agatha.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah, she's on a mission.
Yeah, she was going to find some more information. As you guys approach the house, you notice that it is in fantastic condition. It seems like it has been worked on diligently. The roof no longer decaying. The side seems like it has been cleaned. It just looks immaculate. All of you kind of wonder how a couple of dwarves even managed any of this, but it looks really good. You guys enter, and it seems clean. It's like a lot of the, it's been swept out a good couple of times. It's definitely been taken care of. You guys have quite a bit of comfort around the place, more so than what you normally kind of experience. Eru and Brenna take up most of their time sitting together, kind of discussing some things. Brenna mostly talking about her patron and the messages that she's been receiving. She believes that herself and Eru would benefit from trying to travel with Ignacio or even Sister Gariel to try and discover a little bit more about what might be going on with Eru, why he's popping up in all these different places, and several different several paladins now have heard from their deity about something to do with an orcish that looks like Eru. They spend some time with the Heavy Heart, letting all of you know that they probably won't be able to join Two Wave Echo Caves, that their mission is probably calling them somewhere else. Rena especially seems adamant that her deity is asking something very great of her. Eru obliges, wanting to know more about his past, reminding, or not necessarily reminding, but mentioning to Niken that he had a dream a long time ago that he fought somebody that looks a lot like Niken, and it rose his curiosity as to who he may have been in a past life or where he may have come from. But they spend the night with all of you, and then before any of you wake up in the morning, they make their way to the, not to say we're at that point in the day yet, but in the morning they do leave to meet up with Ignacio at the temple pretty early in the morning. If there's anything you guys would like to prepare for the night or do early in the morning before you guys set out, let me know.
I'm gonna complain some more before I go to bed.
I'll
Well,
probably just spend the night reading my books and preparing my spells for the next day.
I'm gonna take everything out of the bag of holding that I don't think we're going to need.
Okay. Which would
Well-
be,
Um, so many
I
things.
was gonna say, that thing is like stacked, isn't it?
Yeah, it's easier to say what I'm keeping.
All things we could have sold and turned into better, more killy things.
Parthenax, you solidly believe that there's nothing in Vandalen that will help you guys at this point, that you really just needed something in Neverwinter.
Yeah, good drink.
There's still plenty of ale. Eru didn't drink it all.
There's also 2 inns, one of which we own.
Also, I can't, if there's not gonna be a better magical staff in Fondalen. I don't think there's anything better than anything that we have already. As you've said multiple times before, that if we wanted anything nice, we had to go to Neverwinter.
Well, we are where we are.
I do agree with Parthenax. We should definitely make a trip back there soon. I was pretty divided on if I wanted to go or not. And looking at all the stuff I could have sold, I'm kind of in the same boat. But Hex is a little bit more quiet about it, and he's just working on Ami.
That's fair.
Niken's gonna take out the magic carpet, go in his room, kind of show the carpet his new room also. We're gonna be roommates basically. Gonna lay it in front of my the entrance to my bedroom. And then kind of tell him, if anybody comes in here that you don't know, do what you gotta do, okay? And then the carpet just kind of waves, you know, like he
Yeah.
agrees.
Yep, you get some affirmative action. Or not affirmative action, affirmative response.
Yeah. But basically he's gonna be my trap for my room in case some unwanted guest comes in. And then Niken's gonna go outside and just play with Nightshade. Just hang out.
Nice. Yeah, in the evening hours as it's dusk.
Yes.
Your owl is just loving it. Every now and then he doesn't really come back, stops and grabs a mouse, comes back with a full beak and chomps down on a rodent.
As far as the bag of holding goes, I'm not going to do an inventory right now, but I do keep my urn of everlasting water, my and my fabulous pigments. Bunch of gold.
Bunch of gold.
Basically just the essentials. I don't think I have any other magic items in there that are going to be super helpful.
Um,
Oh, my potions. I also keep my potions.
Redoth spends most of his time foraging, picking some herbs and what nuts and berries he can from around the manor. As night falls and the wee hours of the evening start to come, you guys all find sleep, better rest than you had in a little while, sleeping in what for right now is your own bed, your own house, not in some random town or a hobbit's little hidey hole.
My own vault.
Yeah, Parthenax's own private little vault. He doesn't even call it his room when he bids you all adieu for the night. He's like, I'm
Vault.
gonna go stay in the vault. All of you are wondering, when did we get a vault? The morning comes, sleep takes you all, and you rest very well. Make sure you all have a long rest. You guys wake up early in the morning to Redoth trying to sing you all awake. Good morning, good morning. Just some kind of halfling little song.
Can I attempt a performance check to join in?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I
Good
got
morning
a
to you. and you, and you, and you.
I got a 12.
It's not completely on beat. He is kind of like struggling to kind of keep the melody every now and then. It's like there's a gnomish song that's really, really close to this halfling song, and you guys are kind of making it work, but he's also kind of like, you're awake, I don't care, that's cool. So all of you guys get ready, and Redoth spends a little bit of time just making sure each of you are prepared, and that if there's anything he needs to get you, he's going to do his best. Gives you all kind of like a little bit of a warning speech, but nothing that you haven't heard before, just about how the treasures of the cave are not for the faint-hearted, and how so few have managed to even make it in, that even those that have made it into Wayback Cave haven't come out with very many treasures. It is a place of death and old magics. He's just kind of trying to spook you guys a little bit and warn you, just kind of before making it to the cave. The journey to who we just lose?
Niken.
Oh
is
no!
it's crazy. His computer is having internet issues and mine's fine.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
super disappointing.
Yeah, he's trying to get back in.
Okay.
Says it has no internet.
Says no internet.
Crazy.
No.
Says he has no internet. How do you have no internet? And I have full signal.
Technology, man. It's going on strike this week. It's just like, nope, we don't want to. Do
Mhm.
not want to. So Redoth leads you guys outside of Fandolin, kind of towards some of the thick foresty area in the southeast, kind of below your guys' manor, just kind of heading straight through into the forest. Everybody give me a constitution saving throw, or a constitution check, not saving throw. Yeah, so that's just off of your modifier.
13.
13.
Wow.
I got 3.
Oh boy.
I got a 16.
Okay. And then Nike, we're doing a constitution check. As you guys are traveling through the forest. The thick brush.
No, we're rolling.
Yeah, constitution check. Sorry, man. It was like right before you joined back in.
Just not absorb as much light as you.
Parthenax, you do take 3 damage from a couple of branches whipping you back in the face you weren't looking at, and stub your rock or your foot on a rock. It's just kind of a rough trail so far. Like, you got woken up way too early.
Why am I not in the back of the cart?
I guess you guys would be in the cart. Well, it's not really a trail. You guys are having to like hoof it through thick brush and like stuff like that.
No, I think got 12.
Okay. Wonder what, see what Redoth gets. A 2. Redoth is also having a kind of a tough time. He's running into a couple of bushes. Tells you all that he didn't have his morning ale, so he's not quite on his game, but assures you all he knows the way to Wayback Cave. Is anyone looking at the map that Ignacio had? Somebody said they took it, but
He gave
I'm
it to
going to
us.
say he gave it to you guys. Yeah.
I kind of have been the mappy person, so I'll take a look at that map.
Okay. This map isn't labeled at all, but it does show the layout of the inside of the cave. So kind of like as you're studying it, you can tell that the entrance is somewhat been blocked. It seems like it's going to be a little tough to get into the actual place. After traveling for maybe 2 or 3 hours, Redolf finally takes you guys to the opening of a cave mouth. It's a very large cave, and you guys can hear just air sounds like rushing out of it. It's very, very, very cold air, but it smells fresh. It's somewhat dank inside the cave. You can definitely there's the mineral kind of dirt, earthy smell coming out of the cave, but it's not anything foul. He takes you up to the mouth of the cave and lets you all know that this goes straight back into Wave Echo Cave. This is the entrance to the facility. And that bringing you guys here has completed his quest, and he readies you all for whatever you may face before bidding adieu and turning back into a raccoon, scrumping into the forest. I know I moved you guys over already, but there's a very, very long, very dark tunnel that travels back 30 feet, 60, 100. You guys just keep going. It seems pretty dark until you guys get to a chamber that seems like a stopping point. It almost seems like a dead end until you realize that there are trailings. There are places where rock has been kind of pushed around in different spots, seemingly to like block entrances.
Secret tunnel.
Yeah, I know that one. Secret tunnel
Tunnel.
through the mountain.
Thank you. At least I'm
Mhm.
not alone.
Yeah, gotcha. Don't worry. Moving large amounts of rock.
I could attempt to explode them if we are safe.
I could also scream at them, which
Okay.
sounds absurd, but might actually be effective.
You ruined Red End there still.
Yeah, they are. I don't know.
So we're thinking this is what we need to clear, like right in here.
So it's like there's a little bit of a divot. It's like the earth kind of goes down a little bit into a little bit lower area, and then you can see there are 3 different spots where it looks like somebody has like shoved earth around to try and like close in a doorway.
Yeah, I could definitely open one of those paths up if we want.
Oh, I guess we just got to pick which way we want to start with.
Yeah.
Sella, as you're looking at the map, you can tell that 2 of these are going to lead to kind of like a maze-like structure, and then one of these is going to lead towards what seems like maybe another entrance.
I will relay this news to the party. Do we really want to go for another entrance or directly into a maze?
Are we feeling mazy?
Are you feeling amazing?
I don't know. Well, I mean, it's never hurts to have 2 exits.
Is the other entrance like the employee entrance where, you know, you can sort of skip the amusement and go to the business? Because if there are people set up in here, do they have to use the maze?
I'm gonna study the map again.
It seems like what looks like a maze is actually where they were trying to dig deeper into the mine to find ores.
Okay.
It's very, very maze-like in the way the structure is, but you guys can tell how it stops, that it's probably where a lot of the actual mining happened.
Would Hex, with his background, looking at this map, would he have any type of passive knowledge on maybe what they were trying to do here or what might be the best route? Because I
So-
spent quite a bit of time in mines.
Yeah, totally. So Hex, you actually know that the Forge of Spells was a very popular location for gnomes and dwarves. Like that's the main two kinds of people that spend a lot of their time here. Dwarves would mine a lot of the materials out of the rock, and then the gnomes would help fashion them into magic items and infuse them and stuff like that. You know that on the other side of the trailings and the area where they were mining is going to be like the heart of this place. And you know that the other entrance is likely collapsed, and that's why you guys had to take this one.
Okay. So I'll give a look at the rock structure and you'll see Hex kind of walk up and like bang on the wall a little bit. He like licks his thumb and scratches off the rock. It seems completely pointless, but he comes back to the party and he relays that. I think the other entrance, it probably caved in. That's why we have to take this one. And I do feel all of these paths, they were mining paths at one point, but it all leads to the heart of this mine, the forge, if you will.
Oh.
So more than likely, we should just pick a path and
And go.
give it a shot.
Everybody pick a number between 1 and 3.
9,
Hex.
3.
Sella just disappointed.
Back in college, when we had to make a decision, we would play this game. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of it, but it goes something like eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Oh, catch a chimera by its toe.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Who wants-
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, Parthenax is not it. Someone else choose. Love that game.
You weren't any fun in school, were you?
No, because he wasn't in school.
Yeah, I was privately tutored. I was the only student.
He was,
So-
he was fun
Explains
outside
so
of school.
much.
While the party is debating this, Hex is just gonna go up and start prepping one of these to blow.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to move your token in front of whichever
Yeah.
one? Okay.
Let's do. We're gonna do. Actually, I'm gonna roll for it.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, if I had a D3, I already would have rolled it.
All right. That is going to be this one. So Hex and Ami kind of slink away here. We're going up. You see him like start placing some stuff. He's like kind of checking the way that they set this up, and he's really paying attention to the way he's placing essentially like depth charges, and then I'll light it and it'll kaboom. Do you want me to roll for that?
What skill are you using for this exactly? It sounds
So-
kind of like Arcana, but I will let you flavor it how you want.
The way, let's see. I'm essentially going to use my magical tinkering, which allows me to imbue a tiny non-magical object with a magical property. So I'm essentially making it like a small depth charge or a bomb of some sort that I'm going to place in there. And then I'm actually going to throw a fire bolt at it and just make it explode.
Okay.
So I
Let's actually do.
Arcana or
Let's go off of how much damage your firebolt does.
okay, cool. So you see him, he like takes out a little vial, and he puts some dirt in there, and he like spits a little in there, and he caps it, he shakes it really hard, and then you see him like kind of tinker with his arm a little bit, and then he finds the right spot, he plugs it in there, and he's backing up and he's getting his firebolt ready, and he's, as the group is kind of talking, he's counting down 5, 4, 3, and then he launches it on 3 for 16 damage. It's almost like it comes out without him like ready for it, and just smacks that vial for 16.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, there is a crash, boom, bang. And there's just dust everywhere. Basically, everyone but Parthenax can see all of this until the dust clears a little bit. And it seems like there's a little bit of light coming through this tunnel. But you have definitely made a pretty decent size hole that each of you guys could climb through in this dirt.
Okay, so as the smoke kind of clears, I've got like a bandana up, and I'll look at Ami, and I'll signal to him to get through the hole. 2 barks for it's okay, 1 bark for run. So he'll make his way through here. And I will await to hear what's on the other side. I'm gonna guess that's good. Sounds good to me. We're not counters here in the mines, so I'm also gonna make my way through.
Okay. Yeah, you make your way through, and you don't see any immediate threats. You can definitely tell that there are a couple of different paths this way, a couple more in this direction, but it definitely looks like there was a lot of digging through here, and these trails were just kind of dug until they yielded nothing, and then they just kind of stopped.
Oh yeah, they were digging for ore in here, boy. And I'm gonna go wait a little up. That way everyone can get through. I think we're good. I think we're good if you want to climb through.
Okay, I'm gonna mark on my map which entrance we ended up taking, essentially, and crawl on through.
Nice. Everybody make an acrobatics check. Hex and Ami are fine.
It is a gnome-sized hole.
Because they're so small, it's fine. They blow a pretty decent sized hole. The DC is pretty low. It's just kind of out of curiosity.
I got a natural 20 for a 22.
10.
Okay. But
I got a 10 as well.
okay.
22 for me.
Okay. Parthenax and Niken have no problem. Sella and Everly, you guys struggle a little bit, mostly because you're trying to keep your clothes clean. It's kind of like Parthenax gets through and like is prestidigitating himself as he's going through.
That's
Like-
how I'm sliding through. That's like providing the lubrication for me to go through.
Okay, awesome. As all of you guys are making your way through this hole, Ami does kind of move over towards here and gives you a couple of barks. It is like the curious kind of interested bark, like, oh, there's something over here kind of worth checking out.
Did Timmy fall down a well?
Yeah, right.
So I'll slowly approach him. I am going to ready a firebolt, sorry, not fireball. Firebolt in the event that something malicious comes to attack me or something spooks me. I'm gonna launch it at one or the other.
For sure. So you kind of move over to check out what Ami is barking at, kind of see what the deal is. And on the ground, you find this weird, you'll see it better if I take that X off. This weird, tiny pterodactyl kind of looking thing. Go ahead and roll me a history or nature check if you want to try and figure out what this thing is. But it is dead. It is dead as a doornail.
It's a 23.
Yeah, this is called a Sturgis.
Oh, it's
And-
one of them flying lizards.
Yeah, it's kind of like a
Ex Sturgis.
yeah, it's kind of like a big cave bat with a little bit of lizard kind of mixed in there. But something has just annihilated this thing.
And it's pretty large, right?
Yeah, these things are pretty big. They're not incredibly tough, but they are pretty big.
Can I examine the wounds on it? Does it look burned, poisoned, bit, ripped apart?
Yeah, go ahead and do a medicine check.
Medicine. Oof. It's a 6. Oh wait, I have inspiration. I'm gonna use it. I'm feeling inspired.
Oh yeah.
Is that how you use it? Can I use it that way?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
The
There we go.
inspirations last for however long you want.
15 after feeling very inspired.
Okay.
Okay, so how did you do better this time? What did you do differently? How did you get a 6 and then a 15?
Good
I
question.
thought back to I was kind of looking and I was getting frustrated because I wasn't immediately seeing the type of wounds. And then I thought back to the first time I saw this creature, and it was actually in my past. We used to, in my youth, we would try and rope these things and like fly through the caves in them. And it just made, I remember crashing one into a cave wall. And it just made me feel inspired to figure out what actually killed this, rather than me parasailing one.
Ironically, Hex, the injuries seem kind of similar. There are probably some broken bones. It's a little squishy. There's
They're
no
gnome gliding.
there are no contusions whatsoever, so it's like solid. It takes kind of moving around a little bit to be like, oh yeah, broken neck. Okay, yeah, it broke its neck somehow. But it's
Perfect.
okay.
I've seen these wounds before. I used to ride these in my youth, and I remember slamming one of these just head first into a cave wall. It looks very similar to this. I think the neck is oh yeah, it's broken, and I'll start like viciously wiggling it around.
Stella puts a hand over her mouth and turns a little bit green. But thanks, Hex. That's
Pops it down.
really helpful. Okay. And earlier, Parthenax, did you call it a blizzard?
Yes, the bat lizard.
The
I
blizzard.
figure I'd go for your brevity.
I
The
missed that.
Lizard.
I completely missed that. That's awesome.
I felt he needed credit for that. That was pretty fun. A blizzard. All right, so it's a squished blizzard. Oh, I wonder what killed it. That's
Broken
strange.
neck. I don't think there's many gnomes that partake in gnome gliding nowadays, but
Especially
it sure looks like it.
the cave has also been blocked off by all entrances, so probably no gnomes in here having a good time. There's probably
DM, does it look like a person of my size could snatch one of these things and snap its neck? Does that look like what's going on here?
Yeah, it could have been. Go ahead and do an insight roll real quick. Just to kind of double check that one. I should have had you do the roll first. Whatever.
I got a 4. I'm convinced of it. Whether that's correct or not, that's what I think.
Yeah, totally.
So you think, do you share with the class?
No.
Okay. All right then. So you're convinced it's another dragonborn. The rest of us are like,
Well,
huh, something's
not a
snapped.
dragonborn, but something of like, not necessarily like something human size, but something big and beefy.
Okay.
Potentially humanoid.
I kind of missed something. My bad. There's text I was supposed to read for the entrance. The entrance tunnel leads into a large cavern supported by a natural pillar of rock containing 3 stalagmites. In the western part of the cave, behind a column of rock, are 3 bedrolls and a heap of ordinary supplies. Flour, bags of salt, casks of salted meat, lanterns, lamp oil, pickaxes, shovel, other gear. Amid the supplies, you see the body of a dwarf miner, dead from the last week. In the northern section of the cave, the northeastern section of the cave is collapsed, forming a 10-foot wide, 20-foot deep pit. Sturdy hemp rope is tied off around a nearby stalagmite and dangles down into the pit, at the which is a rust-hewn tunnel.
So
Rough-hewn tunnel.
we didn't have to blow anything up.
No, you still did, but just there was extra stuff in there. I forgot to mention.
Okay.
The body of one of the Rockseeker brothers is in there along with some of his supplies. And then as far as this area consists of numerous intersecting passages. The ceilings here are only 6 feet high. Okay. And several of the passages end in partially excavated rock faces.
Okay. So did anyone grab that stuff from the our fallen friend?
No, and that's why I wanted to mention it in case anybody wanted to pick some of that stuff up. You guys
Yes.
are pretty well supplied.
But 100%. I'm going to I'm going to take what I can put into my bag of holding since it is now nearly empty.
So there's flour, bags of salt, casks of salted meat, lanterns, oil for said lanterns, pickaxes, shovels, and other mining gear.
Does the dwarf have any personal effects?
Yes, there is a pair of boots on the dwarf that seem particularly special.
Grab the special boots.
That's
Take
a
his
real
boots.
All
Now,
right.
is this in the other room?
Yeah,
Like,
this was in the first room. My bad.
Okay.
I'm gonna take his boots because I'm a horrible person, and I am going to make sure his eyelids are closed, and I put coins on his lids. Yeah. But what do I notice about the boots?
They're a little magical.
Neat. Can I make an Arcana check?
Yes.
Okay. $16.
You're not sure that you know exactly what these do, but you know that they definitely would have helped the dwarf mine some ores and stuff from a place like this.
They're dwarf sized, so they're probably not going to fit me. I will just hang on to them for now.
The heels of the boots have very large springs on them. It doesn't seem like they do anything, but you can tell there's a big metal spring on the heel of the boot.
Ooh, Hex wants to take a look at those at some point.
Okay. Whenever you like.
Go gadget spring boot.
Springy boots? That's
Yeah.
right up my alley.
Make
Can
sure
I
to,
take a look at them?
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead and do an Arcana check. Yeah, just a straight roll.
Really? 10.
You feel like this dwarf probably had these boots specially made. That there's a really good chance that he had a gnome make these for him, or even maybe he found them in somewhere in here. But it feels like a gnomish invention, even though they were on a dwarf.
These look gnome made, gnome crafted. Don't know what they do. Kind of confused, but definitely from a gnome.
Okay. I'll hang on to them for you till you want to use them, I guess. Is that okay?
Yeah. Gives it another look. He's unsure if they're gonna explode when he puts them on, so he'll just hand them back.
We're not playing the cursed or not cursed game right now.
Not in a cave.
Not in a very short cave. Which Parthenax, it does feel kind of cramped in these tunnels. It seems a little uncomfortable. Getting through the hole was fine, but then on the other side, you were like, oh wait, I can't stand up all the way. Oh no.
Oh, because they're 6 feet. They're only 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
I am also uncomfortable.
You probably also would be, and so would everybody probably be a little bit uncomfortable. You guys are just having to crouch a little bit. It's not crazy cramped, but it is definitely a little short in here.
All right. Where are we going?
Shall we pass the blizzard?
It's weird that it's already dead.
I think this is a great clue. I think we should follow this.
I agree. I'll
there
take
like a
point.
trail of blizzard blood or footsteps coming from the blizzard?
Go ahead and make an investigation check. Great question, though.
I got a 5.
Bro, what is up with tonight? You did get the one nat 20, but like, goodness. You thoroughly believe that there should be. You like call it out, kind of with the intent for somebody else to look. You're like, yeah, pretty sure there's footprints around here. Kind of.
I see some big dragonborn footprints. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
That's me.
Oh, those
I'll,
are mine. Those are mine.
Wait, no,
So-
that's not me. That's me. Wait, yeah, no, that's me.
Hex is
Sorry.
literally like kind of on top of this thing. He's like ridiculously in the middle of it. And he's kind of crawling to the other side and he like lifts the weird lizard bat wing and he'll look and do an investigation.
What are you trying to further discern? Oh, for footprints and stuff?
Footprints. Yeah.
Okay, for sure.
18.
Okay, so there are footprints leading north. And then you also notice that there are some large footprints coming from the south. So that you think that there probably somebody came through this way.
I think somebody came through this way. I'll say back to the group.
Considering the dead thing and the footprints, I think you're right. I guess we should proceed with caution, but proceed nonetheless.
I agree.
Okay,
All in favor? I'll lead the way.
okay. Yeah, let me take some of the darkness out for you guys.
As Niken sees this, can I roll a stealth?
Yeah, go ahead and make a stealth check, totally.
I got a 26.
Just missed it.
You guys feel like Niken has abandoned you again. But you all feel confident that he is somewhere waiting in the wings.
I get the feeling of my gnomish father once more. Sorry, a little dark on the backstory. Don't worry about it.
Oh, wow. Oh, and took me a minute. Oh, geez.
I'll come back. Niken's gonna make sure he comes back with milk just in case.
With milk?
That's all I ask for.
I'm
Niken's and
missing-
cigarettes.
Oh my goodness. I think this is something I haven't seen.
All right. So it looks like there's multiple pathways yet again.
I do mark on the map where we find the blizzard, dead blizzard, footprints. Doot, 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 doot.
So for each square, by the way, instead of that being 5 feet, it's 10 feet.
Oh,
So
okay.
This place is pretty big, just so you guys know.
Mhm.
So it's like if you
Very big, but very small.
yeah, if you do a measurement, it'll just be double whatever you measure. So like that's about 5, it'd be like 10 feet.
Okay.
So in this area, you guys are almost having a hard time hearing each other. There is just a loud rushing of water. You can definitely tell that the the place earns its name for Wave Echo Cave, as you can just hear like the loud rushing of waves of water just kind of sloshing over and deafening some of these chambers. You can tell that up ahead there is definitely a source of water, and then off to the right it kind of diminishes. You guys can tell that back over here there's not a whole lot of water, but up ahead there definitely seems to be.
I'm in
Is the
favor
water
of not
noise
drowning.
bothersome?
Sorry.
Is the water noise bothersome?
It's pretty loud. It's not to the point where you guys would have to yell, but it's to the point that you'd have to be like right here if you're going to say something clearly.
Okay.
without having to yell and, make everything audible throughout the whole place.
I'm gonna take a look at the map and try and see where this body of water is
Like directly up ahead.
directly ahead of us.
Hmm.
Can I identify what looks to be like the center of the cave, where the forge itself might actually be?
No, there are no markings. Yeah, Charles?
Okay.
Just 1 minute so I can show you where the mailbox is.
Yes. I have to do things, sorry. We'll just take a break here probably for like 10 minutes or so, if that's cool with you guys. Meet up at like 50, 55-ish.
Okay.
Cool. Pause recording. Welcome back after a short little break. We find the party standing in a long tunnel with the corpse of a Sturgis being investigated. It has been determined with or without certainty that something large probably crushed this Sturgis and broke its neck. Up ahead of you guys is a long tunnel, kind of hard to see all the way down to the end of it, but you guys can hear just the sound of waves kind of rushing in. It's like the sound of a river mixed in with like the lapping of waves, just kind of echoing down through this tunnel. When you guys walked into it, you could definitely hear and smell fresh water. It is much stronger now. You guys can tell that up ahead there is a pretty good source of water. Parthenax, could I have a perception check? There is a smelly smell. There is kind of a smell that smells smelly coming through this this air.
Anchovies. I got a 16.
It's kind of a familiar smell. It's not quite it's not quite a dragon smell, but it has like a dragon scent to it. So it's dragony, but there's something else in there. It's like it's kind of like the reptilian musk mixed with something a little bit more human, a little bit more lower race. That's a bad way to put it, but I think you all know what I meant.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, how would I say that to the party? It smells like,
It smells like me in here.
Not quite like you specifically. More like an adult dragon, like real dragon, but not full on dragon. And this is mostly coming from the way that the air is just like rushing out of this tunnel at you guys. You guys are definitely downwind of anything in the cave.
there's a draconic musk on the breeze.
All right, then I guess we should prepare accordingly.
A little bit of something.
I am in favor of not drowning, so I say right.
I'm looking at the map, and right's very mazy, right?
Yeah, you guys would be going more into the maze if you guys went right, but most of the heart of the dungeon is off to the right.
I'm a fan of not drowning either. That sounds like a good plan.
So who's leading the charge?
Oh, me, oh, me.
At this point, Hex, I'm gonna hand you our little map.
Okay. He picks it up upside down and gets really confused for a second.
I'm gonna turn it over in his hands and put him in front of it the right way.
That makes sense. He takes off in stride.
Okay.
Okay. After she flips it over, you can see a couple of markings that she's already made for where you guys entered and where the
I'm
Really?
gone. It's eternal darkness.
So there is a pathway off to the left where there is a Sturgis, and off to the right, there is a strange yellowy goop that starts moving towards you.
No,
there.
no, I want none of that. Thank you.
Does it look gelatinous?
It looks like no.
It looks like no. I wouldn't necessarily say gelatinous, but it's of the same family. Okay. Yeah, it seems like it was kind of ready for you. Yeah, it seems like it was kind of sniffing you out, Hex, like it kind of knew something was coming. But you do notice it as you were kind of ready going down these tunnels and stuff. You do notice it as you go through. So it doesn't have advantage on the attack, but does a 17 hit?
17 is my armor class.
Okay, so it does hit.
Not anymore.
So this gross pseudopod, kind of drippy yellow, just reaches out and kind of grabs at you. It does hit you 2d6, which is 6 and 2 for 8 bludgeoning damage and 6 acid damage.
Ooh.
And if you guys would like to roll an initiative against this thing, we can do that.
All right.
I got a 9.
For initiative.
I can got 16.
I got 12.
I got 12 as well.
27.
Sella first as usual. And then I think we've got Niken and Everly, or I'm sorry. Niken, what was yours again?
16.
Okay, so Sella, Niken, Everly, Parthenax. You guys got the same roll, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who has,
Yeah,
who's a higher dex?
mine is 16.
Yeah, hers is higher.
Okay, for sure. So Everly, Parthenax, Hex, and then see how the jelly does. It doesn't. Wow, rolled really well. Yeah, -2 to dex, so it got a 16. I don't know why I told you guys that, but so it goes right before you guys. All right, Sella, you are up. You're watching Hex go past this tunnel, kind of cautiously, and he looks to one side, and as he's looking back, he just gets whacked in the face with this kind of jelly-like yellow hand.
A yellow jelly hand. Okay. I'm actually going to pull out my decanter of endless water.
Okay.
I'm going to point it at the jelly thingy. And I'm going to speak the magic word, which is geyser.
So we'll say
And
Sella was here.
I'm going to move closer to it.
Yeah, I just wanted to see how far away it was. So it's okay. Yeah, definitely within. It was like 20 feet. So yeah, you could definitely move up there.
I'm going to move up. Yeah, move up right there. Aim it directly at it. It needs to make a DC 13 strength saving throw.
8 or 19.
19. Okay. Well, it just gets blasted with a bunch of water. Then it doesn't take any damage, but it's being blasted with a stream of water.
You can tell as this water is washing over it that it is just like almost become one with the ground. That it is just like morphed itself into the ground. Kind of like when you've tried to wash off like a bit of glue that is not quite dried all the way. It's just not going anywhere, but it's like hardened on there. It is just clung onto the ground so well that it resisted.
Okay. And then
Just kind of bonus action or anything?
Right now, no, I'm not going to do a bonus action. I'm going to end my turn.
For sure. Niken, you're up.
So do we recognize the acid damage of any kind? Probably not.
Yeah, you could see that it had a bit of a steamy, bubbly effect on Hex's armor.
Okay.
Kinda-
I'm gonna do levitation.
okay.
I forget if I need to do anything. Hold on. Okay, you need to do a con saving throw. You need to beat 12.
That dice is not fair in that tiny thingy.
It's what do you mean? That's what it's for. It's a con save, 17.
Damn. Okay. I guess I miss it and I pick up a pebble behind it or something. And kind of throw it off to the side. And then I end my turn.
Okay. You guys can tell that if this thing is good at anything, it's being strong and beefy. That's about it. Okay, it is gonna turn a little bit towards Sella after getting a bath. It doesn't really care for it all that much. Fine, I won't use the stupid bath.
Continues, the geyser continues until the end of my next turn. So it's still being blasted with water.
Okay. Does it say anything about making a save on my turn?
It does not.
Okay.
I
It's
feel
just,
like it'd be difficult terrain though to move through a fire, like a fire hoses worth of water being blasted at you.
Sure. So with disadvantage, does a 12 hit?
no.
Okay. Okay. That's all it can do. It kind of slowly starts to move like up the wall. It kind of is just moving to the side, kind of starting to grow sort of up the wall and on the corner. Kind of not necessarily towards you guys, but just on the corner. And then that's it. Everly, you're up. And then Parthenax, you'll be on deck.
Alrighty. Seeing this thing climb up the wall gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't like it. So I'm gonna take out my cloud of daggers and just kind of cast it kind of toward the back side, other side of it, so away on the opposite side of Sella, so that she doesn't get any damage herself.
Right. Okay.
Yes. Let's see. Now I'll cast that. And it'll take 14 slashing damage on that.
Nice. Cool. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
No, that'll end my turn for now.
Cool. Parthenax, you're up, and then Hex, you're on deck.
So the ooze is still being blasted with water?
Yeah.
Doesn't quite make sense to shoot fire beams into a blast of water. So
But what about ice beams?
Or lightning.
Lightning would be interesting.
yes. So I'm gonna throw a firebolt at it, but it won't be a firebolt. It'll be a lightning bolt. No, but not the spell lightning bolt.
Yeah. That's right, because you can flavor him.
Mm-hmm. You can change the element.
There's a 24 hit.
Absolutely.
Does he get advantage because it's wet?
Does it do extra damage because it's wet?
Very, very wet.
You can see the electricity kind of combining with the water and creating like a taser water gun, if you will. And it kind of just covers this thing, and you really expect it to just start zapping and like not liking the shit. It barely notices. Parthenex, give me an intelligence check real quick.
So my 16 damage doesn't do anything?
It doesn't do as much as you'd like.
You said investigation?
Intelligence check.
$18.
You're pretty sure that it's immune to lightning.
Oh,
Womp womp.
It has 2 damage immunities, and one of them is lightning. But you did discover this upon this hit. You did learn this about Okashir jellies,
Okay.
which I don't know if you would know that that's what it was, but now you know.
It's yellow ochre, right?
Yeah. The Okashir jelly.
Whack. Okay. That's my turn.
Sorry, man. I almost wanted to stop you, but I was like, I can't tell you before. That's too meta. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
you learned that though. You know, you put the pieces together after
Did
doing.
it at least like do the thing where it turns X-ray as it's being electrocuted? Did it at least look cool?
It absolutely did.
We did find out we can make a taser
taser.
water gun.
That part of it was absolutely successful.
that's something we can. That's a combo attack, dude. We can use that on something that's not immune to lightning.
Hex, by the way, I sent you the player version of the map because you have one. So if that one,
Oh.
if you want that to help you out, it is your turn, by the way.
Where did you send that?
Facebook.
Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So Hex has just been struck and is kind of confused. He moves back 5 feet-ish before regaining himself. And then he is going to eye this up and take a knee. He's going to attempt a shot with his crossbow. So taking a knee, yeah, with his first shot, he's going to attempt, do I still have, I should have sharpshooter.
Oh yeah, you do. That's the -5 to do like double damage.
Yep, exactly. So he's gonna aim, get loaded, kind of brace himself and fire away for 23 minus 5,
Oh, it hits.
18.
Yeah. it hits.
Okay. Cool. So 18, he's gonna do this. So 22 damage on his first hit as he just really gets his shoulder in there and fires straight into this gelatinous, disgusting yellow thing. And then
Gross.
yeah, that was pretty good damage. He's gonna let his crossbow kind of drop, and he'll throw a firebolt to see what fire will do to it. Understanding there is a rush of water, but he's curious how it will affect this thing. Find out next time, because I got an 8.
What was your?
I got an 8.
That just hits.
Oh my god. Okay. So he launches this fireball very clumsily. He like has a weird time getting his crossbow in a good position and kind of slings it, but does manage to hit it.
What was the
For-
damage on your first hit, by the way?
22.
Okay, I only heard pretty good damage.
22.
Okay.
And then 17 for the firebolt.
Okay. I'll say that because of the angle that you're able to get on it, you hit it in a spot where there wasn't a whole lot of water rushing at it. Like it's not like a straight torrent where it's hitting it and then like blasting off past it. It's like hitting the jelly and then kind of like dribbling down. And then it's got like a dry side that you definitely hit with that firebolt. You said 17?
Yes, 17. Does it appear to take full damage from that?
Uh, I'll say because of the way that you were able to hit it. It's like you just missed the jelly and hit just past it, but because it was close enough, it's still did full damage and stuff on that dry part. So the
Okay.
water decanter didn't really deflect your hit.
But we
Okay.
can-
Fire.
Yes, you can tell that the fire did full damage. It didn't
Cool.
resist that at all. It actually lets out a little bit of like a squeal that none of you are expecting.
Gross.
Like
Kill it with fire.
actually, like in The Thing when the guys
Ah.
burn the table and it
It's
just
awful.
starts making noises that nothing should ever make.
Ugh. All right. Hi, hi. How off the ground is it?
It's probably like 2 or 3 feet. It's kind of crawled up on the wall and then on the corner just a little bit.
Ami's going for the good old launch and bite. So he will take a running start and attempt to latch on to this thing.
Gross.
Yeah. Dog don't mind. So let me see. And we'll see if I'm curious what happens if he hits.
Oh, I totally missed that.
Hmm.
Nothing. Keep going.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Let me get his attack. Where you at? Steel defender.
Is it also immune to small metal dogs?
We're gonna find out.
No.
It might just melt Ami. We'll
I
see.
think it eats small metal dogs.
We're gonna see. It'll
Does
be
it
fine.
dissolve in water.
No.
Okay.
Even better.
So for
What?
Ami, does a 17 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
Cool. And then we'll do, let's see his bite. Where is it?
Or Ami.
1d8. Okay. 1d8. Roll it. For a solid 1 damage.
It's like Ami goes up to bite it and gets like a solid chomp, but it just kind of dribbles down and you see Ami kind of come back to the ground and he's just kind of like spitting out this gross shit from his mouth.
Okay, that ends our turn.
Okay.
Can it leave in like 5 minutes?
For sure. Okay. As you watch Ami grab part of this thing, you notice that it actually kind of starts splitting off. One becomes 2. And this little bit that isn't being bitten by Ami kind of like slides around the wall. It is much smaller. It is actually half the size. Kind of slides around the wall and goes for an attack on Lincoln for a 16.
It hits.
Okay. So it's 9 points of bludgeoning damage and 1 point of acid damage for a total of 10. And then we're back up to the top with Sella. Parthenax, with your intelligence check, you think that the lightning might cause Okashir jellies to split into 2. I don't know if you froze or if that knowledge is just so upsetting.
No. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I missed that. I missed that. I was like, I know that they have another ability. There's something else that happens when they get hit with lightning. They're not just immune to it.
I like to apologize to the group. My bad.
No, it was a good idea.
It was a great idea.
Thanks, guys.
We figured out a combo attack, but this was the wrong time. Wrong time for that combo attack.
Zigged when we should have zagged.
By the way.
I know. I'm
Okay.
trying to figure out what the hell to do.
Okay.
I'm so reluctant to use any of my spells at this point because I don't
'cause you
want
wanna
to.
save them.
Yeah, because I don't want to have to not have spells. Can I cast Vicious Mockery on it? Does it have enough of a brain for me to cast Vicious Mockery on it?
Listen here, you stupid
Is it
yellow.
Intelligence.
Okay,
No.
aside from the rules, what are you gonna say to this yellow ooze? that
They're
hurt
really-
its feelings enough to do psychic damage.
I mean, I guess I don't have to say anything really. It's a, you don't even have a brain.
Is it intelligent? Is it a save?
Is it a save? Yes, it is a save. It is Wisdom save 14.
Rolled a 2. And it's got -4 whiz. So that is a
Cool.
-2.
You
Really
really hurt
hates
its
that
feelings.
tone.
Actually, I'm sorry. It has -2, so it is a dead 0.
Okay, so that's 2d4. Thank you. For 4 points of damage.
4. It's not plus your spellcasting modifier?
It is.
Is it? No, that's not.
No, it's not. Okay, no, it's just 2d4.
Okay.
Fuck. So I yell something completely ridiculous at it because it's so stupid it's going to take the damage anyway. It takes 4 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm afraid of melting my knife or my sword, so I'm not. I'm going to go in with my dagger.
Cool.
I'm going to go in with my dagger. Why did my character sheet disappear?
We'll probably get through Niken's turn and then have to call it. My roommate's got to unplug the router here in a few.
All right, so dagger. Fuck, 17.
Yeah, not bad.
Okay, 17.
Definitely hits.
Cool.
So it is no longer being sprayed by water, right?
No,
Okay.
that's ended at the beginning of my turn.
Okay.
For an additional 5 points of damage. I go for the little one that was attacking Niken. That's the one that I stab with the dagger.
Is that the one you did Vicious Mockery on?
Yes.
And how many points do you have?
5
5. Okay.
plus 4, a total of 9 damage this turn.
Okay. As you stab into this one, it makes an equally weird squealing sound as it just seems to like kind of deflate and then turn into just like a yellow, soupy, gross liquid and start to like drip down the wall.
Ugh. I look at my dagger in utter disgust as
As
it's
it-
covered with the gooey.
And it is dripping off equally. Kind of like if you stuck it in olive oil or something like that, there's just oil that's dripping off of it.
Okay.
And then Niken, you're up.
So I'm trying to use Shadow Blade. It doesn't give me an option to roll for attack. Well, roll to hit the AC. I'm not sure how to use it, basically.
Okay.
Like I'm not sure if it automatically hits or what.
Sometimes spells automatically hit. So is it a spell or just an attack?
It's a spell. Yeah, I'm using it to attack, but it's a spell for sure. Psychic damage.
It could be one of those ones where it's like it gets added to a weapon.
That's what I thought too.
This lasts until the spell ends. It counts as a simple melee.
It doesn't really say. That's kind of weird. It's an
Yeah.
illusion. So I would assume it's just like a spectral sword.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll with advantage because it is dim in here.
Yeah.
And then basically you're just going to make an attack roll. I know that's weird, it doesn't say, but that's how that would work. You do an
Okay.
attack roll and then just like a normal melee.
Okay, so like for example, just use my dagger to land a hit.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm pretty sure it'd be +7.
Yeah.
Okay, so use a +7 one. Okay. Oh, I got a natural 20. So
Oh,
27.
Oh shit. If
Yeah.
you want to roll all that damage, you can, but I promise you're gonna kill him.
I'm gonna, yeah. Where's my shadow? Oh no, I lost it.
It's 2D.
Okay, there it is. Okay. I got 12, so it's double that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely kill it. Do you want to finish this off any particular way?
Just cut it down the middle with my shadow blade. Like you see Niken, like reaving that shadow and making it into a blade, and then I just go down, cut it in half.
Oh shit. It deals psychic damage, right?
Yes, yes.
And not slashing.
Oh my god.
It took the damage from mine.
Yeah, which I was hoping is piercing for being the dagger, or is it slashing damage on the dagger?
Mine was piercing.
What does it say?
That's our story and we're sticking to it.
It deals psychic damage on a
Psychic
hit,
damage. Nice.
and it has a finesse, light,
Okay.
and thrown properties.
Yeah, okay, that's awesome. No, good job, man, because that definitely avoids what a sword would do. Nice. Yeah. So you definitely take it out. It's like this shadowy sword kind of goes right through the middle, just like instantly splitting it apart. And as it does, it just like dissolves into liquid and like sprays both sides of the hallway that you guys are standing in. With that, you guys have finished off the Okashir jelly twins, apparently. And we will probably pick up here next week with you guys in this spot in the dungeon. Let me know if you guys have any questions throughout the week. And yeah, be meeting same time, same place.
Final leg of the
cool.
day, guys.
Yeah, I'm glad to finally be in here. I'm glad we got here.
Yeah, me too. You guys
Just
have a
note-
great week.
Oh, you too. Worst
Y'all
combat ever. Not only did I not deal damage, it made 2 of them.
Now
Just
we
more
know-
to kill.
Yeah, there are more Okashir jellies in this dungeon, so now you guys know.
And maybe more experience? I don't know. Anyway.
Probably. Have an awesome one, guys, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.